The Germans go down on Her Majesty's Royal Navy, causing Henry Cavill to unload on those Nazis. In the latest Guy Ritchie joint, YOBRO SHINOBI reviews the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Stick around to the end. You'll find out my rating. It might surprise you. The Brits are fighting a losing battle against the Germans and are on the brink of surrender. They desperately need the help of the Americans, but are afraid they will not receive that assistance if they already look like a wounded dog waiting for death. Churchill recruits a group of highly skilled soldiers for the top-secret mission, Operation Postmaster. It will call for a team with ruthless aggression and ice in their veins to move in stealth behind enemy lines to cut off the supply chain to the dreaded German U-boats. The British naval vessels are easy pickings against an enemy that strikes from below, shifting the playing field in favor of the Nazis. As usual, it calls for an off-the-books mission that puts those that sign up for it in peril, from their allies as well as the enemies. If caught by either side, it means prison or worse, torture and death. Cavill plays Gus March Phillips, the only man for the job, and the only thing that he needs is a team of cold-blooded killers, each with their own reasons for hating the Germans. Everyone else only need get the hell out of the way, giving reasons to hate Nazis. Easiest road trip game ever. His intro into the movie has him show up in shackles, fresh from jail. Saying he's just the man for the job lets you know how desperate the Brits must be. It also informs you as to the dirty deeds that they need accomplished. Anyway, once Gus agrees, he roll calls his band of badasses. His main man, Anders Lassen, is nice with a knife, played by the ridiculously massive Alan Ritchson. Ritchson tries to pull off an accent, but stumbles through it. I'm not great with accents myself, so all I know is it didn't sound quite right. During the first action sequence, we see the Nazis draw down on Lassen, who's chilling on the deck of a yacht. Both he and Gus are extremely unimpressed by the Nazis' attempts at intimidation. But they put on long enough to draw the enemy's boarding party into their trap. The first thought that comes to mind is, they're going to need a lot more guns if they plan on taking down two knuckleheads the size of Cavill and Ritchson. I don't care if it is a movie. As in the Reacher series, Ritchson is invariably the largest person in the room, in every room. Every time. He could probably tear through the German forces barehanded, solo. Just thinking of a boarding party, jumping onto a boat and seeing Cavill and Ritchson staring at you, assuming you didn't catch the Vipers. You'd get the fuck out of there. Of course, mayhem ensues, and the rest of this scene is intercut with the introduction of the rest of his team. The group's rounded out by the obligatory explosives expert and whatever the hell Henry Golding is playing. But before they ride out, they first have to free their man, Jeffrey Appleyard, who's been captured by the Germans, off camera, before the movie even starts. Now, if you're thinking that they bogarted their way onto a German camp and freed their friend like they were picking up a six-pack of Coors on a beer run, you'd be right. The secondary story, or shit, maybe it's the first, they pretty much put the same weight on both sides until halfway through the movie. Sees Eliza Gonzalez plays the part of Marjorie Stewart, an SOE agent trained in the ways of seduction. She's tasked with distracting the Nazi leader from finding out what's going on Operation Postmaster. It should be said, there is no World War II era woman that looks like Gonzalez. Genetic diversity simply needed more time to create a baddie of this caliber. I shit you not, when you see the dress that she shows up in during the costume party scene, your pants are going to get real tight. That goes for you two ladies. She is hotter in this movie than I've ever seen her in any role before. Worth the price of admission. Unfortunately, her scenes could have been cut from the movie and you wouldn't miss them at all. I mean, you'd miss her. Definitely. It would make the movie shorter, but length isn't even the problem. Length not the problem. Can I get some up top, ladies? Each character was supposed to have their own unique skill set, but they all come off feeling the same to me. Each one of them walking around, 10-inch dong swinging, acting like they're ready to handle anything that the Germans throw at them. And they were not wrong. You ain't never seen a group as cocksure as these jokers. When it came down to it, the only difference was how you wanted to die. Would you like to be shot, stabbed, or blown the fuck up? They were all quite untouchable, and I'm talking about intangible, untouchable. When one of the bunch actually got shot, I was friggin' astonished, shocked, jumped out of my seat. How in the hell did one of these stormtroopers manage to get a hit? I mean, he was a stationary target, not moving, shooting back at you, but I didn't know you had it in you. Good on you, Germans. Actually, calling these joker stormtroopers is an insult to stormtroopers, because at least they managed to get a shot off. Every now and then, even if it goes into the ground. Swear to God. The Nazis in this movie are caught off guard one scene after another. How are they even winning, you may ask yourself? Had the war gone so well for them up till now that they couldn't even conceive of a surprise attack? On the real, you could sell these German guns brand new. Let me hear it. Never fired, only dropped once. Considering this, the movie has very little tension in it. I'm talking low stakes. Who gives a shit stakes? And this is a WW2 movie. The title of the movie is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Short of some good close quarter knife work, I won't lie, Ritchson gets it in. Most of the movie is tea and crumpets. Nothing even rises to the level of the movie it's cribbing. Inglourious Basterds. It's closer to The Dirty Dozen with the amount of blood that you get from gunfire, and that movie came out in 1967. This movie talks about the nasty shit these guys are supposed to have done in comparison to the normal military forces, as though they're the Suicide Squad talking about the evil shit the members of Task Force X did that you never see. But they sure do have this off-screen reputation of being cutthroat bastards, creeping up from nowhere, stepping out of the shadows like Batman, getting the work in. Excuse me, Guy Ritchie? Show don't tell. The big issue with the movie, it lacks that tight scripting that Guy Ritchie is known for. I always like the colorful characters he brings to life, weaving between different viewpoints before bringing all of the loose ends together in some satisfying climax. I did have a good time, but the plot felt simplistic and full of one-dimensional bad guys. Yes, I'm afraid there is a limit to one's badassery before you achieve diminishing returns. The cast of rogues were all suave when they needed to be, cool-headed and brave in the face of danger. It felt reminiscent of a Marvel movie where the Avengers drop quips constantly while they're racking up a body count of faceless forgettables. When it comes to the phrase based on true events, this shit is stretched thinner than saran wrap. There's no attempt at misdirection, and there's no problem that the team can't surmount with relative ease. They could have been home in time for dinner. Oh yeah, Appleyard is supposed to be this mastermind tactician, but he never comes up with anything impressive. The audible that they call at the end of the movie when the group gets surprised by a couple of variables that pops up on them is something that anyone in that predicament could have come up with in 5 minutes. Again, the plan goes off smoothly, yet he's surprised. I don't know why. Everything up to that point went off without a hitch. Another fumble with this movie is the villain, Heinrich Löhr. From his first scene to the rolling of the credits, there is no reason for his existence. This is doubly annoying because of the fact that Gonzalez is there to seduce Löhr, but winds up becoming eye candy because the one thing she's meant to do in the movie doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme. They give her a build-up like she was about to be Captain Carter. Guess where it goes? It goes nowhere. She was in the mission in real life, so they had to put her in the movie if they wanted to pay tribute. One of their interactions nearly hit me gave me the same feel as Inglourious Bastards. Sadly, Til Schweiger, who plays Lure, he ain't Christoph Waltz. He ain't got it, and he isn't given the material to elevate. In the end, I almost forgave the movie its shortcomings. But after a quick Google, I found out Heinrich is a fictional addition. Holmes, you ain't real? Which brings me to ask, if you're gonna just make shit up, why not go full Tarantino and punch up all of the elements and go over the top? Historical accuracy be damned. I won't lie though, I know I'm shitting on it. But it was a fun afternoon. I didn't walk out wanting a refund. It's like Chinese food. It was filling, tastes pretty good. But you will forget what you ate in an hour. This is yet another vehicle for Cavill that unfortunately misses the mark. When you think about what kind of a collab you could have had between Cavill and Guy Ritchie, excuse me, I need a moment. Let's just say I ain't as excited to see the Highlander reboot or 40K as I used to be. I gave Ritchie a mulligan on King Arthur, but I'm gonna have to dock him on this one. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare gets the triple slash of the Wayward Wakizashi. Did you see it in the theater like I did? Are you waiting for it to come home for streaming so you can watch it for free? Do you give a shit? Let me know your thoughts by dropping me a little something something in the comments section. And as always, like and subscribe, share, all that stuff. Click the button. For now, I return to the shadows. As for the next time you need your entertainment news or movie reviews, Beckett.